So we are having a live with Sheldon Jackson. So let me just add him in. Here it goes. So we were just waiting for Sheldon. He's just joining in. So
Hi,
Sheldon, how
Vijaybhai.
are you?
Hey, hi. I'm good, good. Thank you.
So thanks for joining in, Sheldon Bhai, on the Fast&Up
Anytime.
series.
Anytime.
So just to give an introduction to people who have joined in, Sheldon Jackson has been a phenomenal cricketer, has scored tons and tons of runs at the domestic level. And in fact, this year, after a long wait, he has ended up as a Ranji Trophy champion, which is obviously a very satisfying thing for any cricketer across the country. So we will be chatting with him for the next half an hour. So Sheldon Bhai, thank you again for joining in.
No problem at all, Vijaybhai.
Uh, so in fact, let us go to the questions first. We
Yeah,
also will take questions from the audience today.
cool, cool.
Uh, so the first question, which is on everyone's mind, is how was the feeling after the Ranji Trophy win, and now it's a lockdown time? What are you doing?
The feeling, Vijaybhai, I cannot put it to words as of now because that feeling is totally different. When you work your entire life, you work the entire year to reach over there, and apparently when you reach over there, you
Hmm.
can't put it to words. That feeling, I believe, is totally like you can
Hmm.
compare it to heaven. You're in a different world, totally different world at that moment.
Right. And during the lockdown, what are you up to?
Lockdown life has been pretty basic, like I've just been born with a son. I've just been blessed basically with a son. So he's
Yeah.
just a month old. So spending time with him, and then in the evening times, whenever I get a little time, I try to work out, keep my body fit.
Okay.
Because ultimately, once the lockdown is over
Hmm.
and cricket is back, I'll have to be fit.
In fact, am I right that your baby was born on the day of your finals?
He was born on 12th of March. Yeah, so during the finals.
During the finals.
Yeah.
Uh, so you are still keeping yourself fit during this time. What are the exercises that you do normally every day?
Like I try to, keep my lower body very fit, basically my legs,
Mm-hmm.
because your legs go through all the wear and tear through the season, your
Mm-hmm.
practices, your matches, your
Mm-hmm.
trainings and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately it gets very weak after the
Sure.
season. So after a good rest, that's what I've been trying, to get my strength back. So once the season starts, or once there's any kind of cricket, I can hit the ground running.
Uh-huh. So are you also in touch with your support team, maybe of a fitness trainer or a physio to get you back into top fitness?
Yeah, this year I've actually started being more professional. I'm working with a dietitian, I'm working with a trainer, and plus I believe that we have a very good physio in Saurashtra, Abhishek Thakur himself,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
is just one phone call away from any
Okay.
help that I need. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these people have always been there for me.
Uh-huh. So, Sheldon, bhai, I think looking at you, I mean, I think everyone would probably aspire to be like you. I mean, as a growing cricketer, because there are so many Ranji Trophy cricketers, so many domestic cricketers across the
Yeah,
country, right?
yeah.
And so it'll be good to know, when did you start playing cricket and how did it happen?
I started playing professional cricket when I was 14. So
Okay.
for Saurashtra. And before
Uh,
that, I used to attend summer camps and all, but it was never serious.
uh-huh.
So even when I was 14, like I was attending a summer camp, and there was this gentleman named Mr. N.C. Gohil who actually
Okay.
spotted me, and from
Mm-hmm.
there he put me into his academy,
Mm-hmm.
and from there things actually changed. From there he sent me for trials, and I was lucky that I got selected for Saurashtra in the very first year for under 14.
Okay.
So from there, everything started. So yeah, I started my professional career when I was 14.
Hmm. So were you also doing your duties as a wicket keeper right from start, and how did the evolution into a batsman begin?
I wasn't a wicket keeper. Actually, I was a bowler.
Okay.
And one day, our wicket keeper never turned up, and there were some fielding drills going on. So I just
Uh-huh.
took the gloves and I was, like just grabbing and catching the ball. and apparently I kept better than I bowled. So
Okay.
and Sir was there, NC Sir was there at the
Uh-huh.
ground at that moment.
Uh-huh.
So he came up and told me, from today you're not going to be bowling, you're going to be keeping.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
from there, actually, everything changed.
So did you enjoy wicket keeping at that point of time and over the years?
I still don't enjoy keeping, to be honest. I still don't be enjoy, but because of being a wicket keeper, actually, I played a lot more cricket.
Yeah, agreed. And I think as the game also evolved, you needed to be
Yeah,
proficient in multiple skills, which is quite good when you are a wicketkeeper as well.
yeah, it puts a lot of load on your body as well.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
to maintain both, batting and wicket keeping was getting a little difficult. So then
Yeah.
later on,
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
decided like with the red ball, I'm only going to bat. White ball, when and if needed to keep, I'll keep.
Fantastic. So one question from a viewer
Yeah,
is, were you a spinner or a pace bowler?
I was a spinner. Spinner.
Okay. That's nice. So let us also look at anybody who starts off has role models. And who were your role models when you actually started playing cricket?
See, when I started, I believe that everyone's role model was Sachin Tendulkar, and so was mine. Looking up to him, like just staying glued to the TV to see him
Mm-hmm.
bat.
Right.
And while growing up, during my age groups, when I started following Gautam Gambhir a lot,
Sure.
yeah, and because of the substance that he has and the value that he adds to his life and the stand that he takes, I took
Okay.
a lot of liking towards him.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then basically my life, I thought you can actually say that, yeah, I basically started living my life, trying to live my life according to the values that he had.
Very nice. Did you ever did you play with Gautam Gambhir and are you still in touch with him?
I'm still in touch with him. Yes, I played under him in the IPL. I played under him in the Dilip Trophy. I can say
Okay.
that he's one of the most supportive captains. One of the
Mm-hmm.
most supportive captains that I've ever played under.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Very nice to hear that, Sheldon. Now, you have been a star performer in your domestic the cricketing circuit. I think the number of runs that you scored is phenomenal year after year, right?
Yeah.
But when you actually look back at your at all these years that you played, uh, and obviously you have had your set of frustrations, but
Yeah.
are there any things that you will do differently now, looking back?
Looking back, I can say that I could just score a little bit more runs, a few more runs. So
Okay.
basically, then that's what I could do in a better way.
Uh-huh.
And I believe that frustration is is in human nature.
Okay.
So it happens to everyone. It happens to you. It happens to me. It happens to everyone. Like when you're trying to walk on a
Mm-hmm.
certain road, but you
Mm-hmm.
keep on walking, but ultimately you don't reach your goal. That
Sure.
frustration is going to come in. That how much more
Sure.
do you want me to walk?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's a human emotion, and I believe that everyone has that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, fair enough. So, I think what you're saying is you would have wished that you scored more double centuries, maybe triple centuries, so that
For sure,
it
for
was
sure.
clearly, takes you to the next league. But the other
Definitely.
question that a lot of cricketers across the country, for example, today
Yeah.
there are states in east of India, northeast of India playing cricket. There is a
Yeah.
team with Pondicherry. There are so many states which are playing cricket now. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, when you started off with Saurashtra, compared to the big guys like Mumbai or Delhi, Saurashtra is still was an upcoming cricketing center, right? Did you find that you were at a certain disadvantage when you came from Saurashtra, or you felt otherwise?
See, there are negatives and positives. The one thing in
Okay.
Saurashtra that there's no competition. The competition
Mm.
is very less over here because of a tiny
Okay.
state.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
ठीक है? That's one positive अगर आप देखो तो your careers are prolonged because of that.
Sure.
Now it's becoming different. Like now there's so much of talent coming up in Saurashtra from the
Mm-hmm.
1923s and Ranji trophies.
Mm-hmm.
The only drawback, in Saurashtra that there's no media support over here, or there's no like the push that you need from the media or something, like there is no media over here. So
Sure.
like what a like a player from Bangalore or Bombay scoring 100 and tomorrow he's on
Mm-hmm.
the front pages of every newspaper.
Sure.
There's no one to highlight your performances.
Okay.
So that's one drawback over there.
Sure. So that may be the problem with many of the smaller states where you need to really outperform to be noticed.
Yeah, but that's what Saurashtra people are doing at the moment. Saurashtra players are actually outperforming. If you go and
Mm-hmm.
see the stats since the last 5, 6, 7 years,
Sure.
in every list, you'll find one or
Mm-hmm.
two
Mm-hmm.
Saurashtra players who are outperforming the bigger city players, or
Perfect.
you can say the bigger league players.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So there's one
Yeah,
question that I want to take from the audience is
yeah,
amongst your different innings that you have done, I mean centuries you have scored,
yeah.
which would be your favorite innings, and against whom was that?
My favorite innings was the first 100 that I scored in Ranji Trophy.
Okay.
That was against Bengal. In that innings, actually transformed my entire career once again, or else that
Mm-hmm.
could have been my last match that I ever played.
Okay.
So
This it was
I,
this
pardon
was in
me,
the year 2011, 2011 or 12,
2000, 2013,
13. Yeah. Okay.
2013.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Now, Sheldon Bhai, actually, over the years, you have also been becoming more of a senior player who people will look up to in your state and otherwise. Do you want to tell something to the people who are starting off on cricket? What should be the areas that they should focus on? Any traits that they should focus on? It can be irrespective of which state they come from, across the country. What are the things that they should focus on?
see, the state actually has nothing to do with this. As long
Right.
as you have the desire in you to play
Mm-hmm.
for with a for a long period, and the desire, a true, like, how do I put it? Like, you should be true to the game, basically.
Correct.
If you're true to the game and true to yourself during your playing years, things will
Mm-hmm.
fall in place. But if you're
Okay.
not true to this game,
Mm-hmm.
this game will never ever be true to you.
So,
You have to work hard,
mm-hmm.
because ultimately, if you work hard, you're supporting your family through this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah.
supporting your surroundings through the sport. And
Mm-hmm.
this is a very beautiful sport to be involved in, to be a part of, because of the name, the fame. We live in a country with
Mm-hmm.
the sport actually runs this country. If you see, there are two things
Right.
that brings us together. It's Bollywood and cricket. And to
Right.
be a part of this, it's a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful thing. But you have to be true to the sport. You have to be very motivated and dedicated throughout.
Mm-hmm. Very well said, Sheldon, on this. I mean, I think a lot of youngsters would really, they only see the glamour of the sport, but I think they really
Yeah,
need to work hard and be at it every day.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let's go on to the IPL bit.
Yeah.
I think you did have a IPL stint where you probably had an experience. So, how was your experience with IPL? What is different about IPL, which is vis-a-vis the other things that you do in cricket these days?
See, the IPL is a total different league, Vijay. It's
Hmm.
basically international standard, and
Okay.
you can be scoring tons and tons of Ranji Trophy cricket, but once you go up over there, you really
Mm-hmm.
know where you lack,
Okay.
because every player coming from every state and every country are the topmost players. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
competing with the topmost players, you actually either have to be in that league or you have to be better than them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So once the first year in 2013 when I got picked for RCB,
Mm.
I had again scored 800 plus runs and I got picked over there for RCB.
Sure.
And I
Mm-hmm.
thought while going there that okay, I've scored 800 runs, I'll do it there. But once I went there, I saw the level of cricket and the level of training, you
Mm-hmm.
know, needed to be a part, not to compete, even to be a part at that level.
Mm.
And I was nowhere, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. I was
Mm-hmm.
nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really happy and blessed that happened to me in the first year of my Ranji Trophy career, that I got to share the dressing room with, like Virat Kohli, AB de
Right.
Villiers,
Right.
and all the legends of the game. So even
Mm.
looking up to them at that stage of my career actually
Sure.
helped me to become a better player and to become a fitter player.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, you said about there is a gap difference. So, which all areas would you find the gap? Is it fitness, skills, maybe mental makeup also? The
Mental,
mental.
the
Okay.
skills, I believe that the skills you have,
Okay.
It's the confidence and the mental aspect that you have, that because even I went through this, during when I played, basically when I played,
Sure.
that
Hmm.
kya hoga if I fail?
Right.
There are lakhs and lakhs of people watching me. Kya hoga? कुछ नहीं
Right.
होगा. You'll still live. You'll
Right.
still have the best of things. You'll still live a good
Hmm.
life. But
Right.
once you get that feeling in you, it holds you back
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
because just go out there and express yourself. That's the best you
Okay.
can do.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So, Sheldon, this is a very interesting thing, right? I mean, we only see people like you perform on the TV in IPL or in one day cricket, etc. So we don't know what goes behind your mind in terms of the mental framework.
Yeah.
So, do cricketers like you put in an effort to build their mental stamina, outlook, etc.? Do you have an organized structure like that?
No, over here we don't have any organized structure, that
Okay.
deals with the mental aspect of the game. But I believe that everyone individually would be working on that. However,
So, did you
because
do
you
anything
need to,
specific?
I have not done anything specific, but all I
Okay.
can say is that to play the sport, you have to be very, very mentally tough because you
Mm-hmm.
cannot survive in this sport if you're not
Mm-hmm.
mentally tough. Because if you see, it's a 5-day game.
Mm, mm,
Every session changes. First
right,
session you may be batting on 100. Next session you may not even face a ball. You
right.
may just get run out at the non-striker end.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
this game changes, keeps changing every session, every hour. It doesn't happen in many sports. This is
mm,
the only
mm.
game I believe that changes like so quickly before you even realize it. Things the best thing you can do is what's in your hands.
Sure.
Perform year in, year out. Ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
people will start realizing, people will start noticing that, okay, यार ये लड़का हर
Mm-hmm.
साल रन कर रहा है, इसमें कुछ बात होगी, इसमें
Correct.
कुछ बात होगी. And
Mm-hmm.
and even still, then if you get ignored, then
Mm-hmm.
it's the people who start talking for you. You don't need to talk anymore. People start
Right.
questioning, yeah, this boy is
Mm-hmm.
scoring so many runs, 800, 900 runs. Why is he not there?
Right.
You don't need to do the talking. You don't need to do the questioning.
Mm-hmm.
All you need to do is what's in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Scoring runs is in your hand. Once you do that, everything will fall in place.
So the bat will do the talking.
Yeah, just let the bat talk. That's what I've learned. And
Yeah.
if anyone, any youngster watching this live thing of ours, just
Sure.
let the bat do the talking. If the
Yeah.
bat talks, you don't need to talk at all. The
Fair enough.
entire country will talk for you.
Fantastic. I mean, nicely said, Sheldon Bhai. So there was a question on the IPL experience. Sheldon has already talked about his IPL experience. So viewers can actually go back to the Fast&Up handle and see the live talk. It will be live there. It will be available there for the next 24 hours if anyone wants to catch the earlier part of the interaction. Let's go to the next question, Sheldon.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of cricketers. I mean, you play the game. What is life after cricket? I mean, what is life after cricket for a Ranji Trophy player? I mean, there are so many people playing cricket. I mean, today, 30, 35, maybe maximum of 38 years,
Yeah.
and then you probably retire from the game. So, what is life after Ranji Trophy?
See, it depends on the individual what they want to do. Many go into coaching, many go into the administration department.
Okay,
Many just want to, stay away from the game because they've had so much of the game that
right.
they just want to rest and they don't want to be in touch with the game for a few years. There are many.
Mm-hmm.
So it totally depends upon the individual. Like
Okay,
talking about me, I would definitely, like to have a life even after the game, stay connected with the game, not
sure.
necessarily coaching or something, but,
Mm,
either like have a commentary stint or become a match referee
sure.
or something like that for sure.
Fantastic. And would you want to maintain your same level of fitness even after your playing days, whenever it is?
I would want to, but I would surely try. I would surely
Right.
try because what would happen is that fitness becomes a lifestyle basically.
Correct.
So once you stand in the mirror, whether you're playing or you don't play, and if you see a layer of fat on your tummy, you're not going to like that.
Mm-hmm.
And through these few years, I've transformed myself into that kind of an individual.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it has nothing to do with cricket, but the only plus point is the more fitter I am, the longer I should be able to play and perform.
Fair enough. Sheldon, bhai, there's one interesting question that I thought we should ask you is that Saurashtra also contributes to a few players who have actually played
Yeah,
for India, are still playing for India. Your teammates have, Cheteshwar Pujara is one of them, Ravindra
yeah,
Jadeja. And obviously, a lot of times you hold the fort when they are away on national duty.
yeah.
Many times. So how has the interactions been, and are there anything things that you learn from them while they play for the state?
See, Cheteshwar and Ravindra are two very different individuals and players.
Uh-huh.
Ravindra, I wouldn't say, that I should. You can even quote me on this. I think he's the biggest player Saurashtra has ever produced.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Biggest. And matching him is Pujara.
Right.
Ye dono. They are the biggest players, biggest legends, Saurashtra. They have actually put Saurashtra on the cricketing map. Before
Mm-hmm.
few years, 5, 10 years, when
Right.
no one even knew Saurashtra. Saurashtra was only known because of, it participates in Ranji Trophy. There's
Mm.
one performer, Sitanshu Kotak over there, who's been
Yeah.
performing since years. But it's these players who put Saurashtra on the Indian map.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People started realizing that, yeah, Saurashtra has talent.
Mm-hmm.
To play for India is one thing. To play
Mm-hmm.
for India for 10, 15 years is another thing. And these two players, that's what they have done.
Right.
That's what they have done. So when they come here
Mm-hmm.
back to Saurashtra, they add a
Mm-hmm.
lot of value to the
Mm-hmm.
to the team. I've always said that they are the diamonds come out from the Saurashtra, from the the
Sure.
Saurashtra mines,
Mm-hmm.
both of
Mm-hmm.
them. They add a lot of value, and
Right.
we are lucky actually to have such players
Mm-hmm.
because once they come in, and with the talent that we have at the moment, I
Mm-hmm.
strongly believe that we are one of the strongest teams.
No, fair enough. I think it's interesting to hear you because you yourself has been a pillar for Saurashtra over the years. So coming from you, it is a fantastic tribute to both of them and as a state. So Sheldon bhai, let's go on to the last leg of our interaction. I mean, we will take a few more questions after that,
Yeah,
but I have a quick 10 questions for you, and if you can give short answers, crisp answers, it'll be
done,
great.
done.
Uh, so, a cricketing day you will never want to forget.
The day I joined the Bhavnagar club here, Sub House
Oh,
Indy
that's
Cricket Club.
fantastic. I would have thought you would have said the day you won the Ranji Trophy. So the
But
journey started somewhere else,
yeah, I won the Ranji Trophy because I stepped onto the field that day. If I would have not stepped on, I would have not won the Ranji Trophy.
right? A movie role you would like to play?
Sylvester Stallone and Rocky Balboa.
Fantastic. Favorite food?
Rajma Chawal.
That's simple. Favorite book, if you have
Uh,
one.
I don't have one.
Okay. All-time favorite movie?
Rocky.
You seem to be a Stalin fan.
Not a
Uh,
Stalin fan, but I like motivational movies actually. That's all.
Nicely put. Favorite day of the week?
Favorite day of the week, Friday,
Why is that, Sheldon Bhai?
because I work in Ahmedabad.
Okay.
So I come back
Mm,
home on Friday, so I get to see
very
my
nice.
wife and my mother.
Very nicely put. Uh, Superpower you would like to have if you are granted one?
To superpower would be to feed every person who sleeps hungry.
Nice thought. If you could do anything else other than being a cricketer, what would you have been?
I would love to be a traveler.
So you like traveling.
I like traveling.
So this is another question where if Saurashtra needs, say, 60, 75 runs in the last 5 overs,
Yeah.
who do you think you would like to have as a partner in your crease?
Do I need to name one or can I name two?
Few of them you can tell. No issues.
Then first is Ravindra.
Okay.
Second would be Cheteshwar Pujara. The
Uh-huh.
only reason is that he understands my game more than I understand it,
Fantastic.
and the way he controls me while I'm there in the middle.
Mm,
And third would be Chirag Jani.
very nice. I think Chirag Jain has been a very close friend of yours in the dressing
Yeah,
room. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Uh, uh, Describe Sheldon Jackson in three or few words.
Not very expressive.
Okay.
Um, would go to any extent to help a friend. That could be any extent. And I'm a mother's boy.
Nicely put. That brings us to the end of these 10 questions. So I have a couple of more questions before I let you
Yeah.
go today. Uh, so the question that now that we are all in a COVID situation, you have
Yeah.
just won the Ranji Trophy. What next? How does your year look? Whenever we come out of this, what are your goals in life now, from the sporting aspect?
Actually, and I'm waiting for this to end the lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
that once the lockdown ends, so we get some clarity what's happening, what's not going to happen, and when it's going to happen. So then you can sit down and plan your goals and, like how you need to go about the year. Like when do you
Mm-hmm.
need to start practicing and with what
Sure.
intensity you need to start practicing
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
how do you need to train your body. So actually, I myself am waiting for the
Okay.
lockdown to open.
And I mean, the next year would still be the domestic circuit, and you would want to do well there also. I mean, and then probably knock on the doors for the India team.
See, I would not categorize it like that, that knock on the doors, but yeah, not only next year, till the time I play, I would want to do
Sure,
well.
sure, sure.
So, yeah.
No, perfect, perfect. The other question that now looking back, do you think is how important a role does a coach play in a person's career?
See, I believe, and I've even been very vocal about this. I feel
Mm-hmm.
that a coach, plays one of the biggest roles in a player's career. The player,
Okay.
no matter how good or how bad he can be,
Mm-hmm.
or how temperamental he can be, but if a coach has the ability to handle that player,
Mm-hmm.
then that player's career will only grow. It will never fall down. But if a
Mm-hmm.
coach is all about himself,
Mm-hmm.
then it's very difficult to grow under him.
Yeah.
You see, Saurashtra in the past few years, the reason why they've been doing well is
Uh-huh.
because we had a coach who saw the team
Mm-hmm.
above himself,
Sure.
who saw the players above himself, and
Mm-hmm.
that's one reason that like Saurashtra has actually done well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Very
I would
nice.
always say that quality
Mm-hmm.
in a coach, that does he have the
Sure.
ability to say the team above himself?
Sure.
Yeah,
So, I have read a question on the screen which asks you,
yeah.
what is your diet? Is it a vegetarian diet, non-vegetarian diet, or if you want to speak about it for a minute or
I'm
two?
I'm a pure vegetarian, pure vegetarian, and I work with a dietitian called Sayali Nayak from Bombay.
Sure.
So she's taking care of my food and all now, but I've been a pure vegetarian.
Yeah. I mean, that must be, I mean, probably a surprise for a lot of people who are listening to this. And
Yeah.
I mean, so is there anything specific that you do in terms of diet?
In terms of diet, the diet that she's put me on is like बहुत सारा protein and try
Sure.
to cut down the carbs and
Mm-hmm.
the sodas and all the stuff that my body doesn't need.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's doing a fantastic job with me, and in these past few days, actually, I can see the results of my body.
Fantastic, Sheldon Bhai. So finally, as we leave you with your family for the weekend, let us have a final message from you for all who are listening to you, and so that we can sign off
Final message regarding for the game or just
for the game, for anything. I mean, for the people who are listening to you, whatever comes to your mind, happy to share that.
I would just, like to tell people that do whatever you'll want to do or whatever you'll believe in doing. There'll be many people in your life who will come up and tell you, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. But please don't listen to them. Please.
Mm-hmm.
There have been many people in my own life who have come up. And if I were to listen to them today, I would be selling insurances. So please believe in yourself. Please believe in the God you all pray to. Please
Mm-hmm.
believe, if in nothing else, in the hard work that you'll do. Because
Right,
if you'll work hard in whatever aspect of life, may that be
mm-hmm.
education, may that be sports, may that be anything, life will reward you
Right,
all back. So
yeah,
just keep
yeah.
working hard and keep believing.
Thank you, Sheldon Bhai. Fantastic words that, I
Yes.
mean, everyone will be happy to hear that. Thank you for your time from
Thank you.
the entire Fast&Up family and also the viewers who have logged in to hear you speak.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
Thank
and
you, Vijay
have
bye.
a nice weekend ahead. Thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much, Vijay. Bye. Bye. Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye.